In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to sew a pull-on cloth diaper cover using fold-over elastic around the legs and the waist. Now this is hands down the easiest way to sew a pull-on diaper cover. So what you're going to need when you're sewing with PUL, you're going to need some ballpoint pins. I've got size 12 here, and you're also going to need fold over elastic. Now this is 1-inch fold over elastic. It comes in 5/8, 3/4, 1/2 inch, but you're gonna want the 1 inch for sewing a cloth diaper cover. And then you'll need a pattern, and I have my gusset here, and I have some PUL fabric. And then let's cut this out. So I prefer to use rotary cutters on a cutting mat, but obviously if you don't have that, scissors and tracing work just as well. First, I'm gonna mark where my gusset's gonna go. I like to use pencil, but fabric markers also work. Although sometimes the fabric markers don't mark on the laminate so well, so just keep that in mind. The next step is going to be to cut out your fold over elastic. So you're going to end up with 5 pieces of fold over elastic. So the longest one, which is the waist, and you can find the measurements for the elastic that you need to cut out on your pattern, according to whatever size you are making. And then 2 medium lengths, which will be for the leg openings, and then finally 2 short ones, which are for the gussets. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and pin the short bit of elastic to the straight edge of the gusset. So that's this top edge right here, because this curved edge is the part that gets sewn to the leg opening on your diaper panel. All right, now when I pin, I like to leave just a little bit of the PUL sticking out of the edge, and that just makes it easier when you sew this onto the diaper cover, and you'll see. Alright, so I've got my 2 gussets pinned, and before I go over to the sewing machine, I'm just going to take a moment to take my other strips of fold over elastic and line up the edges, because we're making these into loops. So then you'll just sew straight across the top here. We'll set those aside. Next, we're going to get out our diaper panel, and we're going to put this right sides together just like this, and make sure you have your markings for where your gusset goes on both sides of your diaper cover. If you haven't done that yet, just do that real quick. All right, and so we're going to line this up, and when possible, I like to use clips on PUL, because again, every time you pierce the fabric, it creates a hole. And now we're going to stitch our side seams with 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. When you stitch your elastic to your gusset, you're going to use a 3-step zigzag stitch. So we've got our side seam sewn, I've got my gusset sewn, and then I have my fold over elastic sewn into loops. The next thing we're going to do is pin the gussets to between our markings on our diaper cover. I'm going to turn this right side out. So on here you can see you've got a fat end and you've got a skinny end. Now if you remember on the pattern, the fat end is towards the front and the skinny end is towards the back. So when you are lining up your gusset, just make sure that you are taking that into account. And what you're going to do is you're going to pin this to the diaper cover with the wrong sides together. A little bit is going to be sticking out when you pin this on, and that's just going to make it easier when it comes to sewing the ends there. Alright, so I got my gussets pinned on. So now I'm going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance and sew the gusset to the diaper cover. Now we're going to put the fold over elastic around the leg opening. To do this, we're going to take our elastic and we're going to find the 1/4 marks for the elastic. And then we'll repeat the same for the diaper cover. And now we're going to do the same with the diaper cover. Alright, and then you're going to repeat for the waistband. Basically what this does is make sure that the elastic is going to be evenly stretched around the openings. Now we're going to take our fold over elastic. I line up the seam line with the seam line here. We're going to stick this on, and I'm going to just pin on either side of this, just so I have a nice kind of flat space to start at when I stitch around this. Alright, and then you're just going to go around and line up your 1/4 markings and either pin or clip the elastic on. So you see, I have my, and then as you sew, you're just going to pull the elastic as you sew it right between these to get a nice stitch there. Alright, and then you're going to repeat with the other leg and the waistband. Now that we've got all the elastic pinned on, we're going to go around and using that same 3-step zigzag, we're going to stitch the elastic on. A lovely little diaper cover.